We are used to seeing IMSA races without the LMP2s, and we even had Mosport without the GTPs, but this is the Michelin GT Challenge at VIR. No LMP2s, no LMDHs, no LMHs, just your GTD and your GTD Pro. Let's get into it. And we'll start off with the 23 strong entry list with 10 in GTD Pro and 13 in GTD. The GTD Pros open up with the number 1 Pilmiller Racing for Madison Snow and Neil Verhagen, then the number 3 Corvette for Antonio Garcia and Alex Sims. Then we have the number 4 for Milner and Katzberg before we get to the FAF number 9 for Caldarelli and Mapelli. 14 sees Barnicoat and Tellitz behind the wheel of the Vassar Sullivan Lexus, whilst the 48 PMR BMW has Hess and Harper. The 64 and 65 Multimatics for Rockenfeller and Prio, and then Mies and Verviche respectively. Then the 77 we have Rexy, the Porsche 911 92 GT3R for Lauren Heinrich and Klaus Bachler. And then Costa and Altoe, the Dragon Speed Ferrari 296, wraps up GTD Pro. And then in GTD, Hawksworth and Thompson, Vassar Sullivan 12 Lexus. The AWA Corvette for Fidani and Bell, that's in number 13. The 021 Triarsi Competizione for Onforeo, Triarsi and Kenton Koch. Tom Gamble and Casper Stevenson will be driving the number 27 Heart of Racing Aston Martin, whilst Manny Franco Daniel Serra will drive the 34 Conquest Ferrari. Robert Wick and Dan Cordell will be behind the wheel of the XDT 36 Corvette, whilst Wayne Taylor Racing's 45 Lamborghini will be driven by Danny Formal and Trent Hinman. Then you have the 57 Winwood Mercedes, Russell Ward and Philip Ellis. The 66 Gradient Racing Ford Mustang for Jensen Altman and Roy McGuinness. The 70 Inception Ferrari for Brendan Arieb and Frederick Schandorf. Misha Goldberg and Mario Farnbach will be driving the Forte Lamborghini 78, whilst you then have the 96 Turner BMW for Gallagher and Foley, and the entry list rounded out by the number 120 Wright Motorsports Porsche for Adam Adelson and Elliot Skier. And in terms of the schedule, the VP Racing Sportscar Challenge will end up being the sole running on the Friday. Whilst on the Saturday you'll see some Mustang Challenge, some VP Racing Sportscar Challenge. You will have the IMSA Michelin Pilot Challenge event, which is known as the Virginia is for Racing Lovers Grand Prix. Qualifying for the WeatherTech Championship will be happening at 4:50 PM Eastern Time. If you're in the UK, you can watch it on YouTube or IMSA TV. If you're in the States, you can watch it on Peacock. Now, for those in the UK, I believe that means it's, 9:50, just before 10 PM. The action on Saturday rounds out with the first race for the MX-5 Cup at 5:50 PM. The Sunday then has race 3 of the VP Racing Sportscar Challenge, race 2 of the Mazda MX-5 Cup, race 2 of the Mustang Challenge, and then the Michelin GT Challenge at VIR starts at 2 PM Eastern. So 7 PM UK time, and it runs for, scheduled for 3 hours. It's a 2-hour 40-minute race. Now, if you look back to last year, we saw 4 GTD Pros in the top 4 spots from 3 different manufacturers. In fact, the top 3 are all different manufacturers. It was the PMR number 1 from the Multimatic 64 from the Heart of Racing 23, with the 65 being in 4th, and then 5th place being the Lead GTD. That was the Courtoff Preston Motorsports Mercedes AMG GT3 Evo. So 4 manufacturers in the top 5, 5 in the top 6 with the FAF number 9, and then 6 in the top 7 with the Lexus, 7 in the top 8 with the Lamborghini, and 8 in the top 9 with the Porsche. Quite an impressive roster when you come to think of it, right? Shows that it was a relatively well balanced field, and yeah, I didn't actually end up catching this race last year, but I believe it was quite entertaining for people to follow along with as well. And in terms of the ones to watch, the thing is with VIR is it's got a little bit of everything. It's a bit like an American Paul Ricard, except it's got a lot more elevation. There is some straight line stuff which will really work well for the likes of the BMW or the Ford, as evidenced by last year's results. through the sneaking middle section, you could probably expect something like a Corvette or a Ferrari to run well. And yeah, the early part of the lap is some sweeping corners that you'll see the front engine cars struggle for a lot more understeer, and potentially maybe even a little bit too much rotation for the rear engine Porsches. So I don't really know who to put money on as I wants to watch. Now, I would say at the same time though, the PMR number 1 has been in good form recently, and it won last year. Don't rule out the Mustangs, don't rule out the Mercedes, and yeah, could even say maybe even the Lexus could throw in a surprise. I know that there's recently been some testing, I think it was it even at VIR, the testing that Vassar Sullivan was doing with the soon-to-be confirmed Lexus GT3. Either way, folks, thank you so much for watching and joining, and I hope to see you next week when I get the chance to sit down, watch this, and review it. Until then, it's bye for now.